My ex-girlfriend announced her engagement while living in my house, then demanded I respect her new relationship, Rebecca, and I dated for 3 years. We broke up about 2 months ago. It was mutual. The relationship had run its course. We wanted different things, pretty standard stuff. Here's where it gets complicated. She was having trouble finding a new place because her job situation was unstable, and like an idiot I said she could stay in my house, which I own, by the way, until she found something. I figured we were adults, we could handle it. She promised it would be maybe 3 weeks, a month tops. That was 8 weeks ago. She's been sleeping in the guest room and things have been fine. Awkward sometimes, but manageable. She's been looking at apartments online, or at least that's what she told me. I gave her space, didn't push too hard because I didn't want to be that guy who kicks his ex out on the street. So yesterday I was working from home in my office, and Rebecca came in with this weird energy. Like nervous but also excited. She sat down and said she needed to talk to me about something important. Here's what she told me, I swear I'm not making this up. She was engaged. She'd met this guy Miles. Well, technically we knew each other in college, but we reconnected recently, and things moved fast. Really fast. Like they had been dating while she still lived under my roof fast. And last weekend he proposed. But here's the thing that made my brain completely short-circuit. When I asked her exactly when they reconnected, she got weird and vague. Said it was around the time things weren't working out with us. I pressed her on it. She finally admitted they started talking again about 3 months ago. 3 months ago. We were still together when she and Miles started reconnecting. I was sitting there completely speechless, waiting for the punchline. But she just kept going. She showed me her ring. It's actually nice. I noticed this in a detached way, like my brain was trying to focus on anything except what was happening. Then she said, and this is the part where I really started to lose it, she said she needed to stay at my place for just a few more weeks, because she and Miles were looking for a place together, but they hadn't found the right one yet. She even said, and I quote, "I know this might be weird since I'm engaged with someone else now, but I'll still live here for a bit. I hope we can all be mature about this and you can respect my new relationship." I think I just stared at her for a full minute. She was sitting there, smiling like she just asked me to pass the salt, not like she just told me she got engaged to another man and still expected me to be a decent human being and let her stay in my house. When I finally found words, I told her she needed to leave. Today. Right now, actually. She got defensive immediately. She started saying I was being unreasonable, that we had an agreement, that she had tenant rights, that I was being cruel for not being happy for her. She literally said, "I thought you'd be supportive." I told her she had until the end of the day to pack her stuff and go. She could go to Miles's place, go to friends, go to a hotel, I didn't care. But she couldn't stay here. She refused, just flat out said no. Said she needed proper notice and that I couldn't just kick her out because I was jealous. Jealous. Like I'm sitting here pining over her while she plans a wedding in my guest room. She wasn't even a tenant. She wasn't on any lease, she didn't pay rent, she was essentially a guest who'd overstayed. She wasn't even a tenant. She wasn't on the lease, didn't pay rent, she was basically a guest who'd overstayed her welcome. I told her that. She laughed, asked if I was going to call the cops on her or what, and said I was too nice for that anyway. Part of me feels crazy. Like, am I overreacting? Should I just let her stay the few extra weeks? But then I think about the absolute audacity of coming to me, showing me her engagement ring, and asking me to just be cool with her planning a wedding to another man while living in my house rent-free. What the hell is wrong with people? Edit, since you guys were asking. Yes, she knew Miles while we were together. Looking back now, I'm pretty sure our mutual breakup was her exit strategy. She denies cheating, that nothing happened until we officially broke up, but won't give me straight answers about their timeline. Update 1. Holy shit. Okay. I need to get this down while it's still fresh because the last 24 hours have been absolutely insane. So after I posted yesterday, I read through all your comments. Every single one of you was telling me to stand my ground. Some of you were way more blunt than others, but the message was clear. I was being too nice, and Rebecca was taking advantage. I decided you were right. I went to the guest room and told Rebecca again, firmly this time, that she needed to leave by 8 p.m. I gave her a specific deadline, even told her I'd help her load her stuff. She looked at me like I just slapped her. Then she said, "You're really going to do this? After everything? After everything?" I almost lost it right there, but I kept my cool. Told her yes, I was really going to do this because she couldn't seriously expect to live in my house while engaged to another man. She started crying. The full waterworks. Telling me I was being cruel, that she had nowhere to go, that Miles's apartment was too small for her stuff, that she just needed a little more time. I almost felt bad. Almost. I told her 8 p.m., that was it. Then I left for a while, grabbed coffee, sat in a park, tried to clear my head. I texted my lawyer buddy just to make absolutely sure I was within my rights. He confirmed everything and said if she refused to leave, I should call the non-emergency police line and request a civil standby while she removed her belongings. I got back home around 6 p.m. Her car was still in the driveway. Her stuff was still in the guest room. She hadn't packed a single thing. She was in the living room on her phone. When I walked in, she barely looked up. I asked if she was packed. She said she wasn't leaving without proper written notice. Said she'd looked it up online and that I had to give her 30 days. I told her that wasn't how it worked. She wasn't a tenant. She said I couldn't prove that. That's when I pulled out my phone and started recording. I told her again on camera that she needed to leave. She refused. Then I called the police. You should have seen her face. She went white. Started saying I was insane, that I was overreacting, that she'd leave tomorrow, just please don't call the cops. Too late. I was done playing games. 2 officers showed up about 20 minutes later. They talked to both of us separately. I showed them that the house was in my name, showed them that Rebecca didn't pay rent, explained the situation. They talked to Rebecca for a long time in the other room. When they came back, they confirmed what I already knew. She had no legal right to stay. They gave her 2 options: leave voluntarily right now, or they document her refusal and it could become a trespassing issue. She chose to leave. While she was frantically packing, and I mean throwing stuff into trash bags, she kept muttering about how I'd ruined everything and how I was going to regret this. The officers stayed the whole time. She loaded up her car, and right before she left, she turned to me and said, "You know what? You're going to see exactly who you're messing with." Then she drove off. The police left shortly after. I locked the doors, poured myself a massive glass of whiskey, and just sat in the silence of my house for the first time in 8 weeks. I thought it was over. It wasn't. This morning, I woke up to about 50 notifications on my phone. Texts from friends, messages on social media, missed calls. Rebecca had posted on Facebook a long, detailed post about how her abusive ex-boyfriend had kicked her out of their shared home with no warning, how I'd called the police on her when she just needed a few more days, how she was now essentially homeless because of my cruelty. Rebecca had completely rewritten the narrative. In her version, she was the damsel in distress and I was the villain, and people were buying it. Most of the comments called me every name in the book. My inbox was full of strangers calling me heartless, cruel, a narcissist, abusive. Someone even said they hoped I got what was coming to me. At first, I genuinely didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to just ignore it, let it blow over. But the messages kept coming. Someone even tagged my employer in a comment. That's when I decided, screw it. If she wants to play dirty, I'm bringing receipts. I spent an hour compiling everything. The original breakup texts, screenshots of our text conversations where she promised it was temporary, photos of the deed to my house with only my name on it. Then I made my own post. I kept it factual, calm, explained the real timeline. Explained that she'd been living in my house, rent-free, as a favor while she found a place. Explained that she announced her engagement to another man, the same one she'd been reconnecting with while still dating me, and expected to continue living there. I didn't attack her character. I didn't call her names. I just laid out the facts and let people draw their own conclusions. The response was immediate. The comments on her post started shifting. People who had been defending her suddenly went quiet or deleted their comments. My posts started getting shared. Friends who knew both of us started commenting on her post, calling her out. Within 3 hours, she deleted her post entirely, but the damage was done. Everyone saw what really happened. I wish I could say I felt victorious. Honestly, I just feel tired and a little sad. Not for us, I'm over that, but sad that it came to this. Miles, her fiancé, commented on my post, just said I had no idea about any of this. Then he deleted it. I wonder if he's having second thoughts. I don't know what happens next. For now, I'm just glad she's out of my house. And I'm glad the truth is out there. Update 2. I cannot believe I'm back here again, but you guys asked for updates, and holy hell do I have one. I got a call this morning from Rebecca's mom. She was crying. She asked me if I knew where Rebecca was because she wasn't answering her phone and she wasn't at Miles's apartment or any of her friends' places. I was confused. I said I hadn't talked to Rebecca since she left. Then her mom said something that made my blood run cold. She's driving your car, right? Do you have tracking app on it? Oh, shit. See, the car Rebecca's been driving is my old Honda. I bought it in college, kept it when I got my new car, and let Rebecca use it when her car broke down last year and she couldn't afford a new one. It's still registered in my name, insurance in my name, everything. And yes, it has a tracking app because the insurance company gave me a discount for having it installed. I'd completely forgotten about it. I pulled up the tracking app. The car was at a hotel about 30 minutes away. I told Rebecca's mom and she started crying harder. She said she'd feared Rebecca was doing something stupid and begged me not to call the police because she's been through enough. Been through enough. She played victim on social media and tried to ruin my reputation. She cheated on me, then got engaged to another man while living in my house. And now she's taken my car to who knows where. I told her mom I'd think about it and hung up. Then I called my lawyer buddy again. This guy deserves a fruit basket at this point. He was very clear. Rebecca didn't have permission to use that car anymore. The moment I asked her to leave my property, any implied permission to use my vehicle ended. By taking it, she was essentially committing unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. He asked if I wanted to report it. I sat there for like 10 minutes staring at my phone trying to decide. Part of me felt bad. I didn't want to be vindictive. But then I thought about everything she'd put me through in the last few days. And I thought about what would happen if she got in an accident in my car or any number of things that could make my life hell. I called the police. I explained the situation, gave them the location showed on the tracking app. They took the information and said they'd send an officer to check it out. Then I waited. About an hour later, my phone rang. It was a police officer asking me to come down to the station to verify some information. I drove down there and they walked me into a room where Rebecca was sitting, looking absolutely destroyed. Here's what happened. Police had gone to the hotel where my car was parked. They'd run the plates, confirmed it was registered to me, and approached the vehicle. Rebecca was in the parking lot about to get in the car. When they asked for registration and proof of ownership, she couldn't provide it. She told them it was her ex-boyfriend's car, but she had permission to use it. But I'd already confirmed I did not give her permission when I reported. The officers had arrested her on the spot for unauthorized use of a vehicle, but it gets worse. When they searched the car, standard procedure, they found some of my stuff in the back seat. Not just random things, my laptop bag, some expensive headphones, a watch my dad gave me. The officer asked if I'd given her permission to take these items. I said absolutely not. I told her to pack her stuff, not to help herself to mine. So now, on top of the vehicle charge, she's potentially facing theft charges. I sat there in that police station looking at Rebecca through the glass and I felt nothing. Not satisfaction, not anger, just nothing. She did this to herself. The officer asked if I wanted to press charges for the stolen items. I said yes. For everything. Rebecca's mom showed up at the station while I was still there. She saw me in the waiting area and just started screaming at me. The crying woman on the phone earlier completely vanished. Called me vindictive, cruel, said I was destroying her daughter's life over a misunderstanding. Security had to escort her mom out. I gave my statement, signed some papers, and left. Got my car back. They'd towed it to an impound lot and I had to go pick it up. Found some of my other stuff still in there. My laptop was fine, thank God. I got home a few hours ago. My phone has been blowing up. Rebecca's friends, her family, even Miles have been calling and texting. Miles's message was particularly interesting. He said he didn't sign up for this drama and that he needed to reevaluate some things. Translation: he's bailing on her. Can't say I blame him. Who wants to marry someone who's currently sitting in county lockup for stealing from their ex? Actually, I did reply to Miles. Told him about the timeline, how Rebecca was still with me when they started talking. Asked him directly when they first started dating. His response: they'd been seeing each other for 4 months. 4. Miles didn't know. He thought Rebecca and I had broken up 4 months ago, not 2. Told him she'd been single. She'd lied to him about the entire timeline. Poor guy got played almost as badly as I did. Almost. Rebecca's dad called me. Unlike her mom, he was calm. He said he was sorry for everything, that he'd tried to raise Rebecca better than this, and that he understood why I did what I did. He asked if there was any way I'd consider dropping the charges. I told him I'd think about it, but honestly, I don't think I will. I know some people will say I'm being too harsh, that I should have just let the car thing go. But I'm done being the nice guy who gets walked all over. She made her choices. Now she gets to live with them. Edit. To answer questions, I haven't heard from Miles directly since that one text, but mutual friends say he's told people the engagement is off. No official announcement yet, but yeah, sounds like he's done. The bail is set at $5,000. Her family is scrambling to get it together. They called asking if I'd help. I said no. Don't know what even expect. Final update: it's been 3 weeks since my last update. I figured I owed you guys a final wrap-up since you've been following this disaster from the beginning. Rebecca got out on bail after 4 days in county. Her parents posted the bond. I heard through the grapevine that they're not happy with her at all. Her dad actually said this was her rock bottom, and maybe it would finally wake her up. The criminal case is still ongoing. She has a court date next month for the unauthorized vehicle use and theft charges. Based on the evidence, it's pretty open and shut. She'll probably get a plea deal, community service, restitution, probation, maybe some jail time depending on the judge. Miles did officially break off the engagement. He posted a very diplomatic statement on social media about unforeseen circumstances and different life paths. Rebecca tried to spin it as him abandoning her in her time of need, but nobody was buying it this time. She'd burned through all her credibility. Before he went completely silent, Miles sent me one more message. Just said, "Thank you for telling me the truth. She lied to both of us." Apparently, when he confronted her about the timeline, she tried to gaslight him too, saying he was misremembering when they started dating. He wasn't. He had receipts. Their first date was 4 months ago, which meant she was absolutely cheating on me. Her Facebook is basically dead now. She deactivated it for a while, then reactivated it but made it private. The few mutual friends we still have say she's not doing well, living with her parents again, lost her job, not sure if she quit or got fired, but either way it's gone, basically isolated herself from everyone. I did get a restraining order, by the way. My lawyer pushed for it, and the judge granted it easily given the circumstances. Rebecca can't contact me directly or indirectly, can't come near my house, can't post about me online. She violated it once, had a friend message me on her behalf, and I reported it. Her lawyer shut that down real quick. As for me, I'm doing surprisingly well. The guest room is now a home gym. I bought a weight bench, some dumbbells, a pull-up bar. Every time I work out in there, I feel this weird sense of satisfaction. Like I'm literally exorcising Rebecca's presence out of my house. I started dating again. Nothing serious yet, just coffee dates here and there. It feels good to meet people without baggage, without drama. One woman I went out with last week asked about my last relationship, and I gave her the PG-13 version. She laughed and said, "Well, sounds like you dodged a bullet." Yeah, I did. My friends have been great. A few of them admitted they never really liked Rebecca but didn't want to say anything while we were together. One buddy said he always thought she was a bit of a user, but figured I'd see it eventually. Gee, Thanks for the heads up, man. I hung out with Rebecca's brother last weekend, actually. We'd always gotten along, and he reached out to grab a beer. He apologized profusely for his sister's behavior. He told me the whole family is frustrated with her pattern of creating drama and expecting everyone else to clean up her messes. He also told me something interesting. This isn't the first time Rebecca's pulled something like this. Apparently she did something similar to an ex-boyfriend before me, started seeing someone new while still with him, then orchestrated a mutual breakup once the relationship with the new one was secured. He said she always needs a safety net before she jumps. She can't handle being alone, so she overlaps relationships and burns bridges with everyone who tries to help her. That hit hard because it was so accurate. I was her safety net, her bridge, and she burned it spectacularly. I got my laptop fixed. She'd apparently spilled something on it, which I discovered when I got it back. Cost me $200, but insurance covered most of it. The watch my dad gave me was unharmed, thank God. Still pissed she took it in the first place. I really should have enforced the 3-week deadline from the start. I should have protected myself better. But I'm doing that now. And it feels damn good. I'm going to keep hitting the gym in my newly converted guest room. Keep going on dates. Keep living my life without drama. Keep being selective about who I let into my space and my life. Thanks for coming on this wild ride with me, Reddit. Your advice, your support, your reality checks, all of it helped me stand up for myself when I needed it most. I'm out. Peace.